All right, guys, here we are for the third episode of the CFFD Way, a show where we try to just impart some wisdom and some thoughts on you in the most efficient way possible. Today, we're sitting in front of the Wattify kiosk where we like to log our scores at the end of the workout. And so we're talking today about the importance of actually logging your workouts, why you would do it, and why some of the reasons that maybe you're not doing it are silly. So first and foremost, I think a lot of people get really scared that if they put up their score, that other people are gonna see it and they're gonna judge them by that. Now, I think it's ridiculous, but what do you think, Brock?
I think it's ridiculous also. It is a very judgment-free zone here. The leaderboard and the scoreboard needs to be your evaluation on yourself and obviously how you are comparing with your peers, but that's the biggest one is the first one I just said, is evaluating your self-improvement and where you've been progressing over the months and years. So that's what the scoreboard needs to be about.
And I agree. So many times, again, people are afraid of posting a score because they think it's a competition, like it's daily competition. There's a couple of people that maybe it is a daily competition, and for some people use it as encouragement in several different ways. You know, Brock may be using it as encouragement because he's comparing himself to a couple of other guys that are pushing super hard and your fitness level, and so you see a score and you want to shoot for it. But the same token, I see people with similar injuries, and they'll look at the board from people in a different class and see, well, how did they scale it? Well, that's a super smart way of scaling that workout. Maybe I should try that. So I think there's definitely that aspect of not only the competition for those that want to push themselves, but then the comparison part isn't for the negative, it's for the positive, and seeing how we can contribute and help each other through that process. So first and foremost, I think it's good for people not to understand the whiteboard is not for comparison, it's for progression. And the reason that this and logging your workouts is going to help, let's talk about the first one I think that comes to mind is why it's progress, is just the pure fact that if we're held accountable, meaning we put something written down, that we're going to actually push ourselves maybe a little harder in the workout than we would have otherwise.
Exactly, yeah.
Do you feel like you do that?
Yes. When you have that data to back up your performance, it's going to push you a little bit than just, I felt like I did that really well, but I have no idea because I don't know the time or the amount of rounds I got. So like I said, it gives you feedback, and it gives you that progressiveness of those repeated workouts that we do, benchmarks and hero wads. Yep. You can see that, okay, a couple months ago I was doing this, now I'm doing this. And that's like the real biggest thing we get from measuring our scores is that improvement. Yeah,
and it actually makes the training more effective, specifically like when we're doing those strength workouts or those complexes and you log your workout. And again, we'll repeat those probably more often than we would even the benchmark workouts. Yeah. But when you know, hey, I did 135 deadlift for 5 reps 2 months ago, and we're going to come up and do deadlift again in a similar format, and you can click that little squiggly line and it's going to graph it for you percentage wise or whatever, it's going to be super helpful.
Yes.
And so you can see that linear progression for yourself over time. The other thing that I think I love about keeping score is the community aspect. Like, I love that, you know, at the end of the day, I'll have several likes on my workouts. At the end of the day, you know, people may like your workout, or if you're in class with someone and you see them struggle through a workout, and regardless of how they did, to be able to show them some love and give them a like or a comment on the Wattify, I think just helps build our community. I love seeing that. I mean, it seems silly, but I think it feels good for me to get those.
Your hard work doesn't go unnoticed here, and that's where this comes into play. If no one knows what you did in the workout, you're not going to have any feedback. Obviously, we don't have any bad feedback as far as like, oh, they did that bad or whatever. Right. It's always good feedback. Right. I personally get it a lot. Obviously, people in the gym say, hey, you crushed that workout today, that was awesome, or hey, I saw you got a gold star, that's awesome. And that gives you that kind of positive attitude, like, okay, this is working for me.
Yeah, super good. So I think just to wrap up, I want everyone to understand the reason that we log it is for your benefit, for you to be able to see the progress so that you know what you're doing and the work you're putting in is paying off, to actually make the workouts more effective, and then to build that community and that fellowship between the other members. So don't ever hesitate about logging your workouts. Quite frankly, as a gym, I think we're doing a great job of this, but I just want to make sure everyone's heart is in the right place when we're doing this. I think it's been super cool. I love logged workouts. Actually, we can look in at the end of the year and look at the logged workouts and see how many logged workouts we have compared to the previous year. We can look at PRs, how many PRs we hit this year as a gym, and we may start publicizing that just so it's a kind of a neat little thing for all of us to shoot for. So
yeah. One thing I want to add too, if you are a little hesitant on the whiteboard here, logging in your scores digitally, it's super beneficial and it's very convenient as far as the digital aspect goes. But get a journal if you need to. That way you still have that data to go on. Many people probably won't see it if you're not obviously sharing it, but it's your workouts and your data to follow. That way you're still seeing that linear progression, hopefully, and you have something to back yourself off of. So I mean, I do that personally, and I do it in here. Obviously, some workouts I might tank on and implode, and like I'm not putting that on today, but I still have that data to look back. And obviously, those workouts that I did do poor on, those are probably the most beneficial workouts to put on something, because it's going to be that driving factor of like, I sucked that day, let's change that.
On that note, I think that's a great idea. The other pro tip I want to leave you guys with today is, yes, record your score, but maybe even record how you were feeling.
Yes.
Yesterday, for example, during the lifting complex, I scored it and I put, hey, you know what? I felt pretty good. I probably should have went heavier. So that when I look at that next time and we do that again, I'll know that and I can push a little harder. So I remember how I felt that day. So really try to use it as much as possible and do the best you can. So I think we'll just wrap up now. This is our third episode. Hopefully we can keep this up.
Definitely.
Once again, I hope you guys are enjoying it and getting value from it. If there's anything else that we can touch on that we don't over time, let us know and we'll try to do so. We'll see you guys next time.